Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about a movie that came out on Thanksgiving, but I just recently watched it, talking about last night, and it's called About Sweethearts. So, let's get into it. First thing is, I want to talk about the good, and the biggest good thing is the entertaining scenes, I want to say. This does take place around college students, and the college vibes or the scenarios they are put in, I can relate to them somewhat. Of course, this is a movie, so those scenes are going to be taken to like the next level crazy and more unrealistic how parties or people truly act. But it is still funny and the humor hits in the action scenes. I feel like the acting humor or body humor, whatever you want to call it, is definitely more effective than them talking or saying jokes. So I found myself, decently entertained throughout the movie. The party scenes, or like the absinthe scene, scenes like that. I like how this movie ended, because throughout the movie, it's basically, you get this vibe that they might get together, but the characters honestly have no chemistry. They're good friends. I see them as being like friends in real life, but boyfriend, girlfriend, relationship vibes, they were not giving it off. So when they kissed at the end, oh, surprise, spoiler, I kind of just rolled my eyes. But it got fixed within 5 minutes because they knew that it was just better for them to be friends. They've been friends their whole life, and they wanted to keep their friendship. I enjoyed the character Ben. They didn't really do too much to have a story arc of these characters. I would say there is a little one about how Ben is very nice at the beginning and kind of a pushover, lets everyone walk over him, which puts him in some funny scenarios, and I think he's my favorite character by far, played by Nico Haraga. If I said that right, I'm so sorry if I didn't. I'll put the picture name right here though. But he's just funny, watching him try to be less nice of a character, even though he's still being true to himself. And he's kind of the only character I resonated with, and maybe that's why I liked him, because sometimes I think about how other people perceive me as well, and I always try to do what is best for others, and sometimes not myself. So I can understand where he's coming from in that sense. But I don't know if this movie is the greatest, because to be completely honest, those are all I gotta say about the good things, is that there are entertaining scenes throughout the movie, and there's this one character that I enjoy watching. But other than that, let's go and talk about the bad. Alright, now since we're talking about characters already, let's just talk about the characters that I didn't really enjoy. And that's both Jamie and Palmer, played by Kiernan Shipka, Caleb Heron. So let's just start out with Jamie's character. She is basically the antisocial person who has childhood trauma and is very bitchy to everybody. And it gets very old, especially when the only person she's kind of nice to is her boyfriend. You don't really see her be mean to her boyfriend, which I mean, it makes sense since they are together, they're dating, and she is about to break up with him. But it's out of character, because the whole, before this last act, she has just been all basically miserable, just yelling at people, trying to start arguments, kind of for no reason. And I feel like those type of characters are just insufferable. And those type of people in real life too, I would say. Trying to start arguments and be that type of person for no reason, it's very unlikable. And like I said, they don't flesh them out too well. Yeah, I understand that she has childhood drama and that she got ostracized for it for like years. And I understand how that can mess a person up, but I just feel like they don't do the best of job to, like, I don't want to keep saying flesh it out, but there's just not a good enough plot line. Like, the character of her best friend that cut her out was just a very annoyingly comedic take, I would say, when they're grown up. More like crackhead vibes she was giving off, or whatever she said she crutched up Adderall, an Adderall taker, user. Next we have Palmer, which his character is the gay guy, and that's all he is, which upsets me so much. And let me give you an example. So in this movie, obviously you meet a couple gay people, as this is about Palmer trying to come out to his small conservative town, I want to say. And you meet this guy, Ethan, and he may be in the movie for 5 minutes, if that. And you know more about his character and what he's like than you ever get from Palmer. He's literally just the gay friend that hates people, hates his school, and moved to a big city to live that lifestyle. And yeah, I do see how that can connect with people and how it can be a good storyline if done right, though. Like I just said, I learned about this Ethan guy in way less time than I actually ever learned about Palmer. He was just more of the comedic relief character, and I feel like his side quest in the movie, like I said, it can be relatable to people, but story-wise, it could just be so much better. They could do so much more better things. And there's another gay character that honestly, in between, the first scene you see him in, and then the second scene, there is a total mood shift to a character, or to Palmer specifically. And just never fleshed out. They just, boom, they just keep skipping to points, and they don't really flesh these characters out. Which is something that kind of really bothers me. Last thing I wanted to talk about is the dialogue. Honestly, I understand how people cuss a lot today, but there are cuss words thrown into this movie, and I feel like some of them come out of nowhere. I feel like some of them were just out of place and kind of unnecessary. And this is a person in that age group saying that, and I do cuss a decent amount. I did grow up in a household that did not hold back their vocabulary, I should say. But even in this movie, I feel like it was kind of excessive, especially with Palmer, yet again. Just didn't really like that character. The humor also isn't, like I said before, when you watch the body humor or acting humor, it is funny. But when they're trying to say a joke or deliver a joke, it just doesn't hit the same anyways. I didn't really get a chuckle out of those. But yeah, I mean, the movie was alright. I kind of did get bored and it kind of did start dragging on. But I'll give the movie probably a 4.1. Wasn't the best. Out of 10. Wasn't the best. Kind of did find myself getting bored. But, just a generic rom-com around Thanksgiving. But, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and what I thought of Sweetheart. I do love rom-coms, so I do have high expectations for every rom-com I watch. And it kind of just let me down for this one. So, until then, yeah. If you guys liked the video, leave a like. Obviously, if you didn't, you can leave a dislike even. And comment in the section below. And if you like the content I provide overall, please subscribe if you will. Have a great time. See you next video.